You're listening to the Time to Level Up podcast. I'm your host, business life coach Andrea Liebross. I help women in business commit to their own growth personally and professionally. Each week, I'll bring you strategies to help you think clearly, gain confidence, make your time productive, turn every obstacle into an opportunity, and finally overcome the overwhelm so that you can make money and manage life. Let's create a plan so you have a profitable business, successful career, and best of all, live with unapologetic ambition. Are you ready to drop the drama and figure out the how in order to reach your goals? You're in the right place. It's time to level up. Let's do this. Hey, Time to Level Up listeners, welcome back to the podcast. So today we are talking about life and how life can either feel like it's rolling along or it feels like it's going down a bumpy road. Through my conversation with my client Veronica today, I'm going to introduce you to a tool called the Wheel of Life. And what happened to Veronica was that her company got bought out, and she went from being one of their top salespeople to having all of her accounts swept out from under her feet. And it really rocked her world. And she describes how she just was sitting on the couch and not knowing what to do and how to dig herself out of the place that she was in. And life got really bumpy in all sorts of ways. And then I introduced her to a tool called the Wheel of Life. And she started to realize no wonder everything was feeling rocky. It was this work change had really rocked her whole world, and she needed to get back up on her feet, which she did. So I want you to listen in and see how she did this. You can access this tool that she's talking about, which I encourage you to do via my website at andrealiebross.com/wheel. But right now, just sit back, buckle up, and listen in to my conversation with Veronica and learn how she got the wheel rolling again. Hey, Time to Level Up listeners. I am happy to have you back on this week's podcast. And I am having a great day because Veronica, who is my guest today, and I've already started chatting, but I forgot to hit record. So now I'm hitting record and we're starting our conversation so you can listen in. Veronica and I met each other probably 2 years ago.
Right.
And she's going to introduce herself because she will do a way better job than I will. So Veronica, tell everybody who you are, where you live, what you do, about your children and dogs and everything else.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, my name is Veronica Tubbs. I live in Lebanon, Indiana, and I'm a mother and a wife, a mother of 2 kids. I've been in sales for 25 years. I've worked for the same company. So that's a huge victory. And I sell janitorial supplies, packaging supplies, safety.
She was like a COVID-19 hero. You could have been a
hero. Yeah. Yeah. We sell a lot of COVID items for the hospitals. I have normally specialized in healthcare. So that's kind of my specialty. And yeah, I have 2 kids in college.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Kind of craziness. I don't know how deep.
She loves playing pickleball.
I do. I love playing pickleball. Like I just got into it. Like it's been a year. Yeah. That's probably something that I was an ex-tennis player, but I never would have went out just to kind of see about pickleball, okay, what it's about. But I did. And now I play it every day. I mean, pretty much every day.
Look at that.
So it's my stress relief, basically.
Mm-hmm.
My husband encourages it because I'm a nicer person when I play, just to move, get out of the house. I mean, as probably everybody knows, COVID, it's kind of all hit us different ways. And I as being in sales and my husband being in sales as well, we're together 24/7. I'm pretty loud. So he's always like, Veronica, shh, shh. Even though he has an office with a door, doesn't matter. I'm still loud.
Yep.
So yeah, being at home together is that's hard.
It's
I
hard.
mean,
It's hard.
everybody knows that. Everything's so hard. I mean, it was
Yes.
just hard, but we made it through. We're still
You
married.
did. You did.
Life's great.
You did. So we met, I forget, like it was before COVID.
It was before COVID, yes.
A mutual friend, well, Veronica called me and she said, my friend Jenny said, I need to talk to you. And so we started chatting and quickly we started working together. And at that point, what do you think was happening, Veronica? How do you sum it up?
I think that story goes even beyond that. Well, I would have never thought to get a life coach. That would have probably been not even in this train of thought, obviously. So yeah, my girlfriend called me. Some things had happened at work. I was in a very down position. I was not happy with myself, basically not happy with work. Like I said, some things had happened, and it was weird. I hadn't talked to this lady in probably a couple of years, and she just called me out of the blue. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, Veronica, I was going to see a counselor, a regular counselor, which was not helping me at all, by the way. And she explained to me what you do. And I was like, oh my gosh, I probably need to talk to her. So I did call you. And then you and I had a discussion, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're exactly what I need. But in that moment of time, I was also like, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do if I can afford this. I mean, am I going to invest? You kind of have to look at it as an investment in yourself, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to look at it that way when you're not feeling really great about yourself.
I know. Isn't that ironic?
Oh, yeah. No. There's no looking at it like that. Like, okay, I basically just lost my income. And I mean, yeah, maybe I have a little bit of savings, but this really sucks. Like, my life sucks. And I mean, yeah, she'd be a great person, but I don't know. So it took a little bit of like convincing. I mean, it wasn't even convincing on your part. Basically, it was like you really did know what I needed. It wasn't like I didn't need some lady delving into my like, oh, you were 5 and maybe your parents. I mean, like there was nothing like that. That's not the way it should have been. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna like this lady was just crazy. I mean, she wasn't crazy. She was doing her job. So, but
the therapist.
I needed the therapist. I needed somebody who completely understood what I was going through. No, and I just said, screw it. This is what I'm gonna do. And I invested in my life. And I've never been so happy. So my friend helped me, and that's what we did. That's how you and I got together.
That's how we did it. So at that point, so Veronica, she's not any salesperson. I'm just going to back this up. Veronica has done amazingly well and won 50 trillion million awards. And like, she is the rock of the business. I mean, you know what you're doing.
You know what I'm doing.
You know what you're doing. So when she lost her job of whatever that was, however many years at that point it was, I mean, that was
my job.
You didn't lose your job. It just, you didn't lose anything. They changed.
I lost an account. I lost some stuff, and I lost my go ahead. I'm sorry.
They changed. The company changed structures. So thus
we got bought out.
Right. So things changed for you at work.
It did.
Not anything you did, which is the whole ironic part of this whole thing. You didn't change a thing. So anyway, Veronica wasn't in such a great space, I would say.
No, not a good space at all.
Not a good space at all. So what do you think changed when how did your thinking change when we started working together? Well, tell me if you think about it, because you have reflected on this. What changed?
No, my reflection is this. It was like the very very first time we met. And it was the wheel. I can't even remember.
It was the wheel.
It was a wheel. It's the wheel. I'm like, what? And you're like, okay, name the things that are most important to you and how are you doing in those categories. And you're like, the wheel spins. Like, I mean, you were explaining this to me, but you didn't explain it till after I like did my, my
assessment kind of.
yeah. And well, I mean, I didn't have a complete wheel.
Did
You
not.
might
It was
always
not
be
rolling.
like, yeah, it wasn't rolling. I was flat. Like every tire I would have had would have been flat. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what made more sense to me than anything. I mean, you and I have discussed a lot of things,
Yes.
but that's what I remember the most. Like you don't have to be a 10 in every part of the categories that are most important to you. But hey, if you're a 7 in all of them, your wheel's spinning, right?
Yes. Yes.
Well,
So
I
what
was
were
like I mean, I might have been a 9 at one and a 1 at one and a 2 at one, and most of it was job related.
mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel like I got my wheel to become more round as
Yeah. So
opposed to not.
bumping along. So this wheel, and there, I have actually a free download for this. So if you are listening, people, go to. I will have a link in the show notes. But if you go to my free download section on my website, you can download this wheel. And what
Yeah.
it helps you do is think about different aspects or areas of your life and
Mhm.
how you are currently, not like in the past, but right now, how you're feeling about each area. So if I said to Veronica, and I probably did on that day, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10.
Mhm.
How are you feeling about work right now? And you must have given it a very, I don't know, 2.
I didn't even give it that.
Yeah. And then if
Mhm.
I said, hey, how are you feeling about your relationships with friends? I'm going to guess that wasn't a 2. It probably wasn't a 10. But
Probably
if
like
you,
a 9,
a
8.
9, right? And then I'll say, okay, how are you feeling about your own health and wellness?
It
Probably
was
wasn't
bad.
a, it was bad. It wasn't a 2, but maybe it was a 4.
I was having
Anyway,
a pity party for myself. I
you
mean,
were.
I wasn't doing anything to help it either. I mean, I was just laying on the couch feeling sad for myself.
You were.
Yeah.
So the wheel, the point of this wheel exercise is that your wheel, when it isn't rolling, it's bumping along because all of these spokes of the wheel are different lengths. They're 2s and 10s and 9s and 7s. And no wonder
Hmm.
we feel the way we feel sometimes.
Yeah.
So it impacts one area of your life, impacts the rest and how things can be flowing. So when we say like, oh, I should be so great. I remember you actually saying this. I should be really grateful. Like, my husband has a great job. My kids are healthy. Like nothing's,
Yeah.
whatever this, but yet, you felt the way you felt, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
ironic.
I felt the way I felt. I didn't know that anything could like help me. I didn't know that.
Right.
And
And
I
things
was
can't help you.
grateful for that. Yes. Can I say
Going,
something? Like, I don't
yeah.
know that the whole point of the wheel was you don't really do that every day. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that exercise.
Mm-mm.
So you don't really know how you're feeling about
Nope.
everything because it's all kind of like clumped together as one big feeling. But then if you take them separately and divide them, it makes a lot
Yep.
more sense.
Yep.
So yeah, it was huge.
It was huge. All right. So what started to change? What did you start to think about differently? Or what do you think was
Um,
getting in the way? What do you think was getting in the way of you changing?
well, my pity party,
Mm-hmm.
my like not having any self confidence anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like it got ripped away from me somehow. You're on top of the world, then you're like at the bottom of the barrel, and then that's what happened. So, I mean, like coming to you and learning more about I don't know if it was like what's more important to me. I mean, obviously, my job is humongously important to me, right?
Yep.
But is that the
Yep.
center of my world?
That's a good question.
Well, I thought it was. I kind of like thought that was my world. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
And is
mean,
it?
no, not now.
Not now.
No, it's not.
Not
It's
now.
not at all.
But you have, I mean, you've
Sorry.
risen back to the top at work, right? Things have changed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing well. I'm not like back to like Queen Bee being like at the top of the world, but I'm fine with that because I'm happy in other places.
Yeah. So interesting.
Yeah.
So interesting.
I strived to be number one. I wanted to be number one. I reached number one. I was number one for a long time. And now I'm not number one. I don't even think I at the half point, but I don't care.
You don't
I'm
care.
actually fine with it. It's kind of weird. I
Yeah.
feel like it's weird to me.
But we're like, I mean, you told me earlier today that you've gotten that fun, energetic
I
Veronica
do.
back.
Well, when you have to rebuild your whole entire territory, you can't be number one. I mean, like it takes a
No,
long time. It took me 20
it
years
does.
to build that. So it's like I'm starting from ground zero again.
Yes.
When you start from ground zero, you can't hold yourself to the higher, you can't hold yourself to this high ability when I'm literally starting from ground zero again. And you
Mhm.
know what? That's just the way it is. I can't go down.
Nope, you
That's kind
can't
of
go
the way I
down.
look at it.
You know what I want you to share too is you had to have a lot of hard conversations with people at work. People, your
Yeah.
boss, like the
Yeah.
multiple boss, multiple ever revolving boss door.
Yeah. Lots of bosses.
That was hard too.
Oh, yeah. I think you made me, you'd ask me, like, Veronica, you got to do this now because I didn't want to have those conversations.
I know.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I don't want to have those conversations.
Why do you think you didn't want to have them?
I just feel like when your whole entire world just got ripped away from me, I didn't want to have them anymore because I was tired of being beaten down.
But when you did have them,
Yeah, I mean, they weren't the greatest conversations,
no.
but it helped me to kind of realize where they were coming from and where they were coming from. Like the different bosses was the fact that they're from a different company.
Yeah.
They don't know my history.
Right. So right. That was the thing.
Yeah,
That
they
was the
don't
thing.
know me. They don't know me from Adam and Eve. They don't know me. And I was just tired. I was tired and beaten down and I didn't want to have those conversations and eventually had them and then
That took self-confidence to have
it
them
did. It took a
and
lot of self-confidence.
kind of being okay with whatever not okay, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
knew
What
that,
do you say? It's
well,
like,
they might not have gone as the way you wanted them to go, but you still had to
yeah.
do it.
I was
Right.
pretty much thinking it wasn't going to go the way I wanted it to go at all.
Right.
But it was
Right.
okay.
It was okay. You
And
did
it
it.
worked. And it all worked out.
Imagine that.
And I'm still laughing and I'm still smiling. Sorry.
Tell us about the little red book. Your little red book where you wrote stuff in. You remember your little
Oh, no,
notebook?
I have like 3 of them now, honestly.
You have three. Okay. What's in there?
So the book of no, I write a lot of things down now, like things that I need. I mean, like things that come to my brain. Like honestly, um, the 15 minutes of like, and I'm not faithfully good at this.
No one is.
No, I'm definitely not faithfully good at it, but it does help. And I'm telling you, like, so you're always like, okay, you gave a book, and you're like, Veronica, write your thoughts, your feelings, blah 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 down, and set a timer. Okay, 5 minutes goes pretty fast, and honestly,
Mm-hmm.
you don't realize all of the thoughts and feelings you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
just don't realize, but you want to realize it because in the middle of the day, you kind of forget what you were thinking in the morning. So that helped me out a lot. That's probably the second thing that I loved the most was the whole like take a few minutes and write it down. 5 minutes in the morning, set a timer on your phone. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds like that's a long time. It is not a long time.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you're talking like from cooking dinner to have to go to the grocery store. Oh, I need to call this customer. Oh, I need to, reply to this, reply to my friend about a party.
Yep.
You just forget about all this stuff during the day. Like things come up, obviously, all the time. And I have lived by that.
So
And I
pausing.
have.
Yeah,
Huh?
I know you have. So it's just like taking that
Yeah.
pause to write your thoughts down.
It's hard though. I'm not gonna lie.
It is hard.
So hard.
I feel like it's hard too, but when you do it, you are grateful for it's like a gift you gave yourself for those few
And you can
minutes.
cross them off. It's like, okay, this is
I
done.
know.
This is done. This is done. I mean, I did it the other day. I hadn't done it in probably like, I don't know, a couple days. And I'm like, I got every single thing done that I wanted to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that doesn't happen every single day.
No. What happened that day?
And then the things that I still have left off, I can still go back and, do because it's written down.
Yeah.
If it wasn't written down, would I forget about it? Of course I'd forget about it. Duh.
And it also those things take up space in your brain because they do kind of like pop in your brain throughout the day or the week. And then if they just,
What's the saying that that you always set like space in your brain? Like you
taking
say
up
something.
space in your brain. Taking up space in your brain. I say it takes up space in your brain a lot.
Yeah. And
yeah.
You don't know that it takes up that much space, but it takes up so much space.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this is probably my favorite saying. No, if it's sitting in your brain and you don't release it, basically you are meaning writing it down, right?
Yeah.
Then it's still taking up the space.
It is.
There's no more space in there to,
yes. Sometimes I have to say you have to like park your thoughts. It's like they're little cars rolling around, spinning around in your brain, and you just have to park them somewhere. And if you don't park them, then you never get off 465. You just keep riding around and around.
Right. Just stay there and be parked. Yeah. Who knew? I didn't know that.
Who knew?
I didn't know that.
So writing your thoughts down, figuring out what parts of the wheel aren't what spokes are not long enough to keep the wheel rolling. You had some very short little spokes on your wheel. And how has this impacted? I mean, so when you first came to me, really the work thing was what was dragging you down. But how has all of this work that you've done impacted other parts of your life, like your relationship with your kids, friends, home?
Well, I mean, it's huge.
You experienced a tremendous loss this past year as well.
I did. And yeah. So I would say with my kids and my husband as well, like no one wants to see their mother sitting there dwelling in self-pity.
Mm-hmm.
Because mothers are supposed to be on their game at all time, right?
They are.
Yeah. So it was huge. It was huge for them to see me get off the couch and, to even put a smile on my face. That was kind of a huge thing. And to just be myself again. Okay. I'm pretty energetic, obviously. I mean,
you are.
I am. And, I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of things to be grateful for. And yeah, it just, to get back to being myself was huge. Pickleball was kind of a huge thing for me. I know this is so bad, but
pickleball.
It was such a big thing for me. Like my kids and I go play. My son and I go play. He goes and plays with me in the mornings or whenever in the nighttime. And just moving basically is huge. I kind of feel like, being healthy again, not only mentally, but physically. I mean, I'm not like working out like I used to, but I mean, if I play an hour or 2 hours of pickleball a day, I think I'm good. I mean, It is what it
I think
is.
you're good.
Yeah. Just not doing some of the self-pity things that I was doing, I mean, is really, it's key. It's so important to me. So, and did I not answer your question? Because I
No,
might
you
have
did.
went off key. I'm like, I forgot the question already. I'm
I
like,
don't know
what
whether.
was it?
Well,
I think you talked to my husband too, by the way. Remember how he thanked you?
he did.
He got on, like we were having like a webinar one day, and he's like, I'm like, oh, Kenny, come here. This is my life coach. He's like, oh my God, Andrea, thank you. He brought my wife back to me, I think was his exact words.
You're back.
Yeah.
You're back in full force.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah.
Even
Better than ever.
So if you are listening, and I know a lot of you out there have lots of energy and love for life like Veronica does, and you're feeling like it's something took it away, or you took it away just by yourself, by the way you were thinking. It's possible to change.
It is possible.
It is possible.
And it doesn't feel like that. I thought my earth was shattered and gone. And that sucks.
Sucks.
And it sucks. And I thought, like I said, I didn't know that I would go to a life coach for this. Yep. I went to a counselor, and that was not helping me at all. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Why do you think that, I always say that I think, well, the job of a counselor is to just get you kind of understanding the past to the present. The counselor's job is not really to look forward into the future. And I think that's what you were craving, like the way out.
Yes, that's exactly right. I mean, I didn't need that. I needed to look to the future. Yeah. And that was the part that I was missing and didn't know how to get to, basically. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how to get to it. It was now it was literally by some miracle of God that my girlfriend called me and told me about you. It was literally a miracle. That's all I can say. It was a miracle.
I love that. Well, you are amazing. And if anyone wants to find out more about Veronica, go Google, find her on LinkedIn. She has a LinkedIn profile now, by the way. That was one of the things. Remember that?
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, what? Do I?
That was funny.
Oh my gosh, dang it.
All right. Well, this has been super fun.
Thanks.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
All right. I appreciate you too.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. So, what'd you think? How's your life feeling right now? Is it rolling or is it bumpy? Notice that sometimes when one thing happens, it affects all things. And all of a sudden, our levels of satisfaction in one area of life impact our levels of satisfaction in all areas of life. But when we get our act together in one area, oftentimes other areas kind of come along and things start rolling again. So go download that Wheel of Life, AndreaLiebross.com/wheel, to give yourself a little assessment on how your life is rolling. And remember that sometimes you just need to make the phone call and get some help. And coaching is not counseling, as Veronica eloquently described. And sometimes we really do need to look into the future, which is exactly what coaching allows you to do. So I'm always here to help. Feel free to reach out and set up a call, because what if you could upgrade your life in all aspects, in all categories, not just work, but in relationships, financial, how you organize your time, all of it. It feels really good. And you could tell, I think, from Veronica's energy that she was feeling really good. Okay, friends, until next week, remember, there is never a better time. What are you waiting for? Now is the time to up-level and upgrade your life. And I'm here to help you do so. See you next week. Thanks for listening to the Time to Level Up podcast with me, your host, Andrea Liebross. If you know someone who could benefit from listening to this episode, I encourage you to take a screenshot and share it with them. Okay, now what about you? You've listened to the podcast, and if you now know that you're ready to upgrade your life, upgrade your business, upgrade you, then stop being only a listener and start being a liver, living that upgraded life. Head over to my website and schedule a call. Right there on that call, we'll start changing the way you think and act so that you can have the freedom to achieve the impossible in life and business and have the resources to do it. You deserve an upgrade. Let's do it.